eh? You know,
Yes.
were you there with him when he signed his contract?
I was in Orlando, but I could not be at his side
Mm,
because of the coronavirus. So we had to
right.
Zoom it. They Zoomed us in,
Yeah.
so and then we celebrated that evening, you know, what balloons, firecrackers, stuff like that. And so, and I understand with the coronavirus. I think the only people that there was Jeff Chuma and the coach and a couple of technical people to
And
set
that's
up the
it.
Zoom. That was it.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody else there. So, I told him, I said, well, this is what we have to do, and that's just fine. We're gonna go with the program.
Absolutely. So,
Hmm.
when you're looking at your son's sign, like what conversation do you have after with him? Like now you're an NBA player. You know what I mean? You're just looking at your son differently. Or I mean, he's still Chuma, but what I'm saying is like now your baby's an NBA player. Like what's the first conversation that you guys had after that?
Well, I told him congratulations. I told him I'm so proud of you, you know, and he understood that the struggle was real and it paid off.
Yeah.
You know, don't take anything for granted, you know, and keep working hard.
Yeah.
Keep working hard. It's not over yet. You
Yeah.
got to still prove yourself on the court.
Absolutely.
Because this is a different game.
Yeah. It's a different level.
So yes, yeah. So he understood. He understood. So it's good.
Well, your son was coming from the Lakeland Magic, and my son, when he signed his contract, he was coming from Greece. You know what I mean? He was
Aha.
coming from overseas. You know what I mean? And I was in Montreal at home, and
Right.
he was in Orlando, and he called me once he signs. You know what I mean? And for us, it was like, okay, let's be grateful.
Yeah.
You finally got this opportunity, and he was so humbled. Like he was in shock for like the entire conversation. He's like, "Mom, I'm here. Like I did it. Like I can't believe it." You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
for me, it was just like, "You're gonna be good. You're great. You deserve it." You know what I mean? You worked so hard, and I'm so proud of you. And I hung up that phone and cried like a baby.
Thank you,
I
Lord.
did. I did. I thanked the Lord. I was on my knees.
Here's
I'm
a
telling
joy.
you, yeah, it was tears of joy. My mascara was running. I was like crying for hours because I was thinking of all, what I mean, everything in the path. I was thinking, you know what I mean, him being overseas and,
Yeah.
what I mean, going from Turkey to Greece. And I was thinking before that he was playing in South Dakota for the G League. And before that, being undrafted and just like, where do I go? What do I do? And, you know what I mean? You have that feeling of I'm not good enough. And, I mean, as a parent, you have to support them and make them realize, no, you are good enough. And that was tough. So
Yeah.
for me, it was like, wow, finally you're there. You got to keep yourself there, but at least you know what I mean, your talent that you know what I mean, how you've been playing has got you there. Now you got to make sure that you're doing what you got to do to remain there. But thank God that you're at where you're at. So it was quite a blessing, which is why I was asking you, like, what was the conversation? Because I just wanted to hear the two and compare the two, right?
Exactly. And they Chuma had visited Greece when he was at Auburn. That was their trip.
Yeah.
So they have something in common. They have something. Your son
Yeah.
and my son have something they can talk about. But yeah, I think it was good for you to keep your son encouraged like that, because I'm sure that was not easy, and I'm sure you had a whole lot of convincing to do,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that you probably had to knock a whole lot of negativity down,
Yeah.
that will come into his mind sometimes, probably at every junction,
Yeah.
from the G League to the different countries that he played in. And so I could only imagine you were his rock for sure.
Absolutely. And I think what was tough was for them, you have a lot of people coming at them.
Yep.
And you know what I mean? You have this one person who has like 20 people coming at them at once, and they're saying, "Don't worry, you're gonna be great. You're gonna make the league." And you know what I mean? For them, they want instant gratification. They want it now. Well, my friend says I'm
Exactly.
great. You know, he watches basketball, so he knows, and he says, and it's like, who cares what your friend says? You know what I mean? But they hear all that beautifulness from everybody around them, and yet they wake up and they're like, "I'm still not in the league." So
You know,
that was tough.
it was tough, and it's funny too because Chum was hearing all that stuff from all different areas also. But I told him the same thing I tell my kids from when they were in kindergarten, and I tell them, "Little Johnny don't know nothing. I'm your mother. I know better than little Johnny in your fifth grade class or whatever." You
Yep.
know, and I keep telling them that, you know, even today when they come to me and say, "Well, such and such said," forget such and such. I know better. Well,
Yeah.
you know what the experts say. These are just people talking
Yeah.
who knows nothing,
Yeah.
who knows nothing. So
Yeah.
follow my lead and forget about what the naysayers say, you know, because, you know,
I remember one of my son's friends said, "Well, I know the commissioner. I'll never forget that." And I'm like, "Well, then call him right now and tell him that he needs to be on a team. I'll wait." I remember that conversation. And all of a sudden, he just switched up. Like, stop telling my son all this nonsense. You know what I mean? Stop telling all
exactly,
these players in the gym that you know the commissioner and you know all these coaches and you know, like, really? And I said to him, "You're a basketball player. I don't see you on a team."
exactly.
So I would
Because
tell
the
my,
reality is they know
yeah,
nothing.
nothing. No, no, no. Like 2K is not the same as real basketball. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's all they know.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
probably didn't even play rec ball or whatever, or maybe that's the only thing they played. But
Not
I just,
even. But anyway.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So Chuba did not play for over a year and a half since Auburn. Was
Almost two
he?
years.
Yes. So was he nervous when he finally got his opportunity to play his first NBA game?
Yeah, he was nervous, you know, but because I think it really didn't hit home with him until he said that when he was in a locker room and they gave him his shirt,
Yeah.
his jersey. And that's when he's like, wow, I finally made it. You know, I am an NBA player. And so, of course, when he walks out on the court, now he's a little nervous. You know, I think he fouled like twice or something in the first 5 minutes or whatever. He was nervous. And I said, it's just nerves, you know. You know, and I told him, I said, you're going to be nervous, you know, in the beginning, you know, but you were nervous when you played college ball when you first went out there, you
Absolutely. He's
know,
going to be
but
nervous regardless.